I opened my wife's phone and discovered a big revelation. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. On the night of Christmas, I checked my wife's phone to find she had been sexting a guy from school, along with a lot of intimate messages about how much they love to be together and couldn't wait to spend a future together. I had been suspicious since Thanksgiving when I first saw she had deleted her texts from him. I obviously freaked out, and she tried to explain that the affair was never physical, and only lasted a week or so. She felt like I had been emotionally distant during a very hard time in her life near the end of the semester, so she went looking for that satisfaction in someone who has been a very supportive person to her. She came close to a mental breakdown during finals week, and that's when it became more than friendship. She said she needed some time to think and clear her head, so she took off driving the next day. She said she had no destination in mind, but that she would get a hotel, which I was fine with. I called later to find she ended up over 5 hours away. She said she had a friend there she could visit. I didn't put two and two together right away, but the town she went to is where her schoolmate is originally from, so I confronted her, and she said that he was not home for the holidays. I have no way of verifying this. Nor can I verify exactly how long the affair lasted or what it entailed. Because of the deleted messages, any proof that could verify her story or contradict it is gone. It's killing me inside because in the moment I found out, I genuinely believed her, but now confronted with all this suspicious activity, I am filled with doubt. I've thought about contacting the guy to see if their stories match up, but it's too late because they could have already gotten together to get their stories straight. And I would have no idea because of the deleted messages. We have spent hours talking and arguing about it, and she has sobbed trying to convince me she is telling the truth. She is so convincing. Every emotion I have believes her, but it seems like every piece of evidence I am faced with points to something more. I love this woman. It would devastate me to lose her. We have agreed on couples therapy to try to work it out. But without any way to verify if her story is true, I sometimes don't know how I'll ever be able to trust her again. I haven't given all the details here, to try to be concise, but can anyone offer any advice? It will be another week before we have our first counseling session, and I'm not sure I can go that long without collapsing. Update: I've confronted her again and the truth is starting to trickle out. She hasn't admitted to any sexual acts but physical contact like cuddling and kissing. They did spend time together when she traveled to his hometown. I'm not going to make any decisions in the heat of the moment, but it's not looking good for our marriage right now. I am separating myself from her for the time being. Again, thank you all. Here are some of the best comments from our community. She's lying. She randomly drove 5 hours to where he lives and didn't hook up with him? Come on, man. You know that's bullshit. She saw you break your heart and her response was to blame you for her actions and then to go and fuck the guy. She is lying. She did meet him and have sex with him. She is fooling you. Ask her to prove that she didn't meet him. If she does not know how to prove it, ask her to do a lie detector test. See how she reacts to it. If she agrees to it, find a recognized place to do the test and get the test done. Ask all the questions that you need the answers for. Couples therapy is a complete waste of time and money while she is still lying to you and blaming you for the affair. I would cancel, tell her she is a proven liar and cheat and you can't believe a word that comes out her mouth and you need time alone to process this. I'm sorry this is happening to you. She is betraying you. Whether or not you both now decide to stay together is up to both of you. It will be impossible for you to ever trust her fully again unless she totally submits to transparency and discloses everything she knows. She has to do it now. Don't rug sweep. You will both forget details, but you will never, ever forget how the details made you feel, and I promise those feelings will stay with you forever. Here is the second story. My wife masks her cheating, says she's in a car accident. A couple of days ago, my wife was in a car accident. It was a fender bender, but a bad one. She did need to go to the hospital to get scans on her neck. I had been trying to get a hold of her for just over an hour, but calls were going to voicemail, and texts unanswered. Finally, she answered, saying she was in the hospital and she had been in a car accident. She made it seem worse than it was, so I didn't know at the time that it was a fender bender. Her story: it was 7:30, she was 20 minutes from work that she left at 5:45 and she was doing gig work. She hadn't gotten any order yet, was sitting at a red light, and a truck hit her from behind. She was panicked and feeling confused, which is why she didn't call me. She had no answer as to why no nurse or bystander couldn't call me as she knows my number. Her phone was at the bottom of her bag, and she had no access to it. She said, "Sorry, that she fucked up, making me worry. My suspicions are already building." Quick backstory, she was T-boned 2 years ago and called me before the ambulance got there, so I know how she behaves in those situations. Here is what I got and why I think she was cheating on me. If she had been doing gig work for that long with no orders, she would have texted me. If she doesn't get an order for the first 10 minutes, she is texting me annoyed. I already stated why I knew she would have called me. She was in the waiting room when I got to the hospital, like everything had already been done. That was interesting. How long was she actually there? I asked her where her car was towed, and she said it was in a parking lot, so we went there. The closest light is maybe 1/4 miles away, but she got rear-ended a light. She gave me her phone so I could see the picture of the truck, and I see a dirty pic she had taken that day. Nothing naughty, just off the top and with her shirt pulled up, had no sexy stance. That is unusual of her. She is very funny about her body. She doesn't really take nudes often. Occasionally, but rare. And she just happens to be that day? The story she tells makes zero sense. She tells me she was so disoriented from a fender bender she can't call me, but she gets T-boned on the driver's side and is able. I think she was doing something she shouldn't have been, and that's why she didn't call me. She filed a police report, which I am going to see, so she would be dumb to lie unless she was with anyone when it happened. One quick side note, a day or two before I tried to call her and she didn't call me back for over an hour. She said she was shopping and didn't want me to hear where she was. No movement on any cards or bank accounts indicating she spent money shopping. No cash withdrawn any time recently. Shopping story not being believed anymore. What do you think? Is my wife cheating on me? Here are some of the best comments from our community. I've always wondered how it would turn out if a cheater had a car accident under suspicious circumstances. The police report will explain a lot. Sounds like she is cheating, yeah. Some good next steps would be tracking for phone or car if legal where you are, and access to her phone and social media, messaging apps to be able to see what she is sending and who she is sending it to. If she has a dashcam, get the footage and see if she had the audio turned on. Listen to all the audio to see who was in the car with her. If she doesn't have a dashcam, get one today, with audio, but do not tell her about the audio feature. It will record everything going on inside her car, and if it has a built-in rear view camera you'll also get video of what's going on inside the car. Set it up so it only shows the front view on the screen but records audio and rear camera view. Then check it every day. Pull the microSD card and put a fresh one in that has been formatted. Plug that microSD card into your computer and watch it on something like VLC where you can fast forward through all the static stuff. Maybe, very shady. Cheaters are terrible liars, they use our trusting nature against us. In this instance she is using her freaking job to hide where and what she is up to. She used the hospital etc. to get her time to distance herself from what had actually happened. If she had already gotten rid of the guy, he wouldn't be in the police report. Or not as a passenger. Has she done anything similar before? Even before you met her? You need to stay on high alert and keep a close eye on her. You found nothing in her phone, check all her social media. Remember, gestures are really, really stupid. She already messed up her entire story. And since a lie is entirely made up, she will mess up each retelling. She has already forgotten details in what she said. The truth needs no memorization. Good luck to you. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.